This is Faisal, your coach and a lifelong student of philosophy, spirituality, and sciences. Let me make sure everything is good because it's giving me a message here. Alright, I think everything is good. And today's episode, this week's episode, I want to talk about self-awareness. My question to you is, are you self-aware? Now, there are different degrees of self-awareness, but I'm more specifically talking about, are you aware of your thoughts and emotions? Why am I asking this? This is going to be the most important question you're going to ask yourself. Am I aware of my thoughts and emotions? Because this will determine not only what kind of life you lead, but it will also determine whether or not you'll be good at dealing with the challenges in your life, the stress in your life, that if you have anxiety of any kind. I mean, everybody has anxiety to a certain extent, different degrees of it, but are you able to deal with that? And it will also determine whether or not you'll be able to go towards the goals that you set in your life, whether or not you'll be able to get results in your life. And when you consider this, it becomes really extremely important to be aware of your own thoughts. So then, why am I saying that you need to be aware of your thoughts, and why is it not given? Well, it's very easy to tell whether or not you're aware of your thoughts or not, because our thoughts, the way they operate, they work with cycles. We get repetitive patterns of thoughts based on how we feel. So when we're talking about awareness of thoughts, we're also talking about awareness of emotions as well. So you need to be aware of your thoughts and emotions. So if you've ever heard of this quote in one of the ancient books of Indians, not talking about Aboriginals, Americans, but Indians from Indian subcontinent, the Bhagavad Gita, what it said was that the mind is the slayer of the real. And this is really true when you think about it, because our mind tends to give us repetitive patterns of thoughts. And most people think that the thoughts that run through their mind, they're actually one, real, two, their own. But it's not really true when you think about it. And I'm going to explain why it's not true. So, when you become aware of your thoughts, it completely changes the quality of your life. It completely changes the way you look at your life. Why? Because, like I said, your repetitive patterns of thoughts and emotions that you have, they keep you in a loop. If you've ever gone to a pet store or somewhere seen the hamster wheel, you will know that the hamster, when it jumps on the wheel, it's always turning, but it's not really going anywhere. Or if you think about a treadmill, if you go on a treadmill, you're just walking on the same spot constantly. That's kind of how it is. Or if you're trying to go somewhere and you're stuck in a loop in terms of direction, where you're walking around in the same loop, but you're not really going anywhere. You're not getting out of that loop. And when you think about it, this is how our thoughts create our life. Most people are stuck in that loop. Most people are stuck in that hamster wheel of their thoughts. And without being aware of their thoughts, they can't get out of it. And this is why most people don't get results in life. Results in terms of what they want to do, what they want to achieve. Results in terms of their relationships, to make their relationships better. Results in terms of their own happiness, their own clarity in life. This is why it's so easy to begin to help somebody. As a coach, I work with so many people. And one of the first things that I notice is repetitive thought patterns. Even psychologists when you go to them, they'll notice that everyone has a repetitive thought pattern that they go through. And it's not random. To us, it seems random, but there's a reason for it. That repetitive thought pattern keeps us in a loop. It doesn't allow us to progress in life. So the point here is to get out of that. And that's why I made this video, so you're aware of how you can get out of that loop. And this technique, this tip, is at the foundation of all spiritual awareness, all self-awareness. It has recently been talked a lot about, by Eckhart Tolle in his book The Power of Now, but it has been stated in many spiritual texts. It has been talked about by many teachers such as Alan Watts, Manly Palmer Hall, and that is that you need to become the watcher of your thoughts and emotions. You need to become the observer. For you to be able to create an objective perspective for yourself, to know who you are, to know what kind of thoughts your mind is giving you, and eventually change the quality of those thoughts, you need to know how to watch your thoughts. So how do you do that? So what you can do is think of it in this way. You can watch your thoughts by thinking of it in this with this analogy. If you can imagine somebody just walking by, or a couple of people talking, and you're just walking by them and you're just watching them. You're not judging them. You're not saying anything to them. You're not stopping them. What you're doing is observing them. And you're just walking by. In the same way, you can watch your thoughts in that way, but for you to do that, you have to detach yourself from your thoughts. And the number one tip for that is to realize that your thoughts, you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are a part of you, but you are not your thoughts. So that means that you can actually observe your thoughts, you can actually observe your emotions without becoming your thoughts. So if you've ever noticed, if you start walking, or you're driving, or you're even talking to somebody, you'll notice that all of a sudden you go somewhere else in your mind. Even though you're there physically, but mentally and emotionally you're somewhere else. You're gone in a thought. And all of a sudden you wake up. Actually, you don't wake up, you're doing the same thing, but all of a sudden you realize that, okay, well, 5-10 minutes have passed by and you were just somewhere else in your mind. And if you're driving, you've driven over 5-10 kilometers and you haven't even realized that. That means that you're within your thought. You're not observing it. You were taken by your thoughts. You're hijacked by your thoughts. So you need to do the opposite of that. The opposite of that is that you need to become aware of your thoughts. You are the observer. You can just observe it, just like I gave you that analogy of observing two people just talking with each other, and you're just walking by. In the same way, you can just observe your thoughts and how you feel. And you'll notice that the way you feel will become more and more clear to you. Because when you're hijacked by your thoughts and emotions, you don't really know how you feel because you're within it. But as soon as you become an observer of your thoughts and emotions, what you will notice is that your feelings become very clear to you. Or how your thoughts make you feel become very clear to you. And this is an important turning point in your self-awareness, because it'll make it clear for you to know that you have an immense amount of control by not controlling your thoughts. And this is another thing. I keep hearing people that I don't have any control over my thoughts. Sometimes I get an anxiety and I get angry, but I have no control. Or I try to control, but nothing happens. And if you have ever tried to control your anger, and you're angry, or you're getting anxiety, or you're getting these repetitive thought patterns and you can't stop it, and the more you try, the worse it gets, because the more you try to stop your thoughts, the more energy you're giving it. And the more energy you give it, the stronger it'll get. So the solution to that is just to observe it without any kind of judgment. You're just observing it, you're just allowing your thoughts and emotions to go by. And I can't really see the comments clearly here on Facebook Live, but some people are sending comments. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. Now, the more you try this, I've been practicing this for over 3 years now, 3-4 years consistently. In the beginning, this will be very difficult. Not because it's a hard thing to do. It's because it's really new, and two, just like anything else, it takes time to practice this. And the more you become aware of your thoughts and emotions, the more aware you become of yourself. The more aware you become of your actions. Your mind won't hijack you to get angry at people constantly. Your mind won't hijack you to constantly be in a state of anxiety. You will have more control over yourself just by being the observer of your thoughts and emotions. And for now, you're gonna have to take my word for it until you try it yourself. So give this a try. So just to summarize, to deal with the challenges in your life, to go towards your goals, to get the results that you want in your life, you have to create an objective perspective in life. For you to be able to do that, you have to become aware of your thoughts and emotions as an observer. And for that, you can follow this technique of becoming the observer, the watcher of your thoughts and emotions. Like I explained before, just watch it like you would watch a couple of people talking. Watch your emotions in the same way, watch your thoughts in the same way, and you will notice over time that you'll get this sense of peace. You'll get this sense of separation from that anxiety that your thoughts give you. And before you even try that, you need to remember that your thoughts are not you. They're a part of you, but they're not you. And you will notice that most of your thoughts that you have, most of how you feel, they're not really your thoughts. They're given to you by the environment that you're in, by your friends, by your family, by the society, by the news, by media. So you can imagine how contradictory your thoughts feel, how you feel is so mixed up and it's not clear. It's because you're taking other people's thoughts and you're making it your own. You're confusing it with your own. And until you become aware of them in that way, you will not know how to make a better thought pattern. And we'll talk about later how to create a better pattern of thoughts. But for now, become the observer of your thoughts. It's absolutely crucial in whatever you do, whether you're trying to create a better life for yourself, whether you're trying to change the quality of your relationships, the quality of your thoughts, whether you're changing the quality of your life, whether you're working towards a goal, you need to become the observer of your thoughts. And give this a try, and send your comments below if you have any questions or if you want clarity in this, more clarity in with this technique. I know it sounds strange, but you have to try it. Give it a try, and you will notice that it's actually very natural to us to do that, for us to do that. And it'll take some practice. Over time, it'll become easier and easier. And until next week, Give this a try, leave your comments, make sure you share and like the video if you found any value in this, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much, and until I shut off the video, take a look around. It's really nice here.